Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Virtual Realms YouTube channel. I'm Ranger 1. Desolation turned in a subscriber replay to me not very long ago that he was rather excited about. He was flying out a F-86F-2 Sabre in a War Thunder realistic air battle in Operation Korea. He's going to be going up against a lot of enemy MiG-15s and an errant Me-163 rocket plane. He was also delighted to see that he was going to be up against one of his squadron mates in the SAG, a pilot by the name of Rim Tuddytucks. Now, as I've previously noted in replays turned in by SAG pilots, they tend to play a little rough with each other. You might say anything goes. So don't be surprised if you see him using some tactics against his squadron mate that he might not necessarily use against other pilots. At this point in the match, Desolation has closed in low and fast. He's built up a lot of airspeed, and he notices that one of his teammates in the distance, that goes by the call sign Wolf of the North, has gotten himself into a world of hurt. He's got two MiG-15s on his tail. He's taken damage and is trailing smoke, and he's not going to be long for this world. But the two MiGs that are on his tail have done one thing that you should never do in a realistic battle of any sort, let alone a jet battle. They've tunnel visioned on Wolf of the North and aren't paying attention to anything else around them. This provides Desolation with the perfect opportunity to bail his teammate out. Desolation is going to show them the error of their ways with a nice bit of precision shooting, and then move on to clear the surrounding airspace. Dan's taken enough damage, he's not going to be able to pull up out of that dive. And that frees Desolation up to go hunting for fresh targets. Desolation's already at 3 kills, but he still has a lot of work to do in this match. And he still hasn't seen his squadron mate. So he'll point the nose of his Sabre to go behind enemy lines and head toward a couple of his teammates that appear to be in the middle of some sort of an engagement in the distance. Yep, his teammate, Yakov Doom, flying a Venom, is definitely engaged with something. So he's going to pour on the speed and close as quickly as he can. See if he can get eyes on Yakov Doom's opponent, and it's Rimtuditux. Well, this ought to get interesting. So Desolation's going to pour it on, heading for Yakov Doom, in an attempt not only to save Yakov Doom, but hopefully do something obnoxious and preferably painful to Rimtuditux in the process. However, as he closes on his squadron mate, he notices something in the air over the battle that only he is in a position to do something about. High in the air, there's a speck that will eventually resolve itself into the Me-163 rocket plane. Now, that little rocket plane is a surprisingly agile and dangerous opponent. And he's been busy doing damage to another one of Desolation's teammates high overhead. So he's going to split off. Oh no, there's another MiG on his tail. Well, he distracted the rocket plane, and now he's going to have to beat feet. With that rocket plane and a MiG-15 behind him, he's going to have to depend on his speed to get him out of harm's way, and hopefully buy some time to gain some altitude to re-engage. The distraction Desolation caused has allowed his teammate to get clear, at least for the moment. But now he has to choose which of the two targets that he's going to personally go after to engage. Ultimately, he decides that Ulven, the pilot of the MiG-15, is the more dangerous of the two, and sets himself up to make an attack run. Well, that was a little unexpected. Ulven has either bailed out in sheer terror, which is unlikely, or he has taken enough damage when he took that critical hit to his tail section he could no longer effectively control his jet. That's going to make 4 kills for Desolation, and now he has a few loose ends to wrap up. He still needs to deal with his squadron mate by whatever means necessary, and hopefully have enough time left over to pick up the spare on that pesky Me-163. Yeah, getting into a head-on with Desolation, never a good idea. As for Rim Tutty Tucks, don't worry about him. He's not even mad. It was obvious to everyone that the match was over already, and if he'd been given the opportunity, he would have done the same thing to Desolation. If you haven't visited the SAG YouTube channel, the link will be in the description below, and you'll find them in the featured channels section of my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you for today. And until I see you again, good hunting. Thanks for watching. I hope you were entertained. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you. And I'll see you next time.